Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast, a brand new episode this week where it's been a while. It's been obviously took a couple of weeks for the international break there. Obviously the Motherwell game happened just beforehand. Another comprehensive victory. Couple of weeks off, which actually was good to be fair. To just get away for Rangers and all the trouble. But it's back back with a bang. Tillman, of course, against Dundee United to win us a game, and then just before we were about to record here, Douglas Park stepped down as the chairman of the club as well. So we'll talk about that. Obviously, we've made our thoughts pretty known over the season about the board and whatever. So I will talk about that as we go through the episode. We'll obviously talk about the Old Firm game that's coming up on Saturday as well, which really will define if we're going to win this league this season or if it's basically done on Saturday and we can sort of focus on other things. And you never know, the pressure might ramp up with another poor result at Celtic Park. So we'll see. As always, if you'd like, subscribe, share for us, always appreciated. And firstly, we'll move on to the Dundee United game. It's just beautiful to see Malik Tillman back playing football again, scoring goals, linking up with Todd Cantwell, playing a bit of a different role actually against Dundee United. He was a bit wider and he just suited his game completely. I thought the game was poor, to be honest with you. Again, I think all your games at Ibrox are poor so far under Michael Beale. That's one thing I'd say Gio has over him is we were pumping teams when Gio was here at home. It was always 3-4-0 regardless, pretty comfortable at home. Although this game was comfortable as well. I mean, the football was just tragic to watch at times. Obviously, it's his team that started the game. Al McGregor, obviously, in his 500th appearance for the club, which was massive for him. Keeping a clean sheet as well, obviously very nice. Tavernier gets subbed off, and Scott Wright actually get brung on to play right back towards the end of the game. Tavernier's kind of standard performance again. There's nothing special, nothing he'd really done that sort of spoke out. He was just a standard performance. Connor Goldson, Ben Davies again, largely untested. I'd actually say Dundee United were one of the poorest teams I've seen come to Ibrox this season, to be honest. Offered nothing, just sat back. Even when we went 1-0 up, sat back and didn't even attempt to go and play football. But that's expected under Jim Goodwin, and where they are on the table, obviously looking just to get points. So as what it is. Barisic, again, the defence had nothing to do. You can't really say much. Barisic obviously had a few good deliveries in and whatever, but nothing special. Ryan Jack had quite a good game, but his partner Lundstrom was shocking, man. I don't know what's happened to this guy, but he just looks so nervous every time he gets the ball now, and I just can't see him on the pitch on Saturday. Please do not. Please Raskin be fit and just I can't deal with Lundstrom.
I've told you, as I say, it's one for me, but it feels like it's done. Do you know what I mean? Raskin has to play, but just got a feeling Lundstrom is going to be in the starting lineup on Saturday. I just have a feeling Lundstrom will start. I don't think Raskin's going to be fit. I hope and I pray he is. But when you really think about this game, mate, it was nothing in it. Obviously, it was nice to see Malik Tillman score a goal or two, and Cadwell showing that he's got that dog in him. He's a street footballer. That knowledge is there. I'll tell you that much. I wouldn't be messing with the Cadwells. That's all I'd say. No,
he had a good game as well. To be fair to him, you're expecting that from him now. He's kind of building up that.
Just runs, mate. That's what I'm on about. He just does the stuff I want to see. Do you know what I mean? He actually puts the effort in. He's for the full 90. He's running around. He's chasing. He's hunting to get the ball back. Do you know what I mean? He's looking to create. He's looking to do something with it. And that's what you want to see for a player like that, especially. Do you know what I mean? Coming from where he came from in terms of going for a couple of years back, almost being a 40 million odd player. Do you know what I mean? Going to Liverpool. So do you know we have a quality player like that? And Arsenal is good, and a really creative assist as well when you think on it. The pass through to Tillman for the first one. But I just as I say, you know what I mean? You would look at Cadwell and you think he's going to be soft, do you know what I mean? But he's not. He's far from soft. Do you know what I mean? I've seen people taking the mickey out of him because he was singing at Chris Brown and what have you. But listen, my guy's got it in him. I tell you that much. He's got it in his locker.
Nah, he's been fantastic ever since he signed, really, and you can really see the level, and the teams went up creatively and obviously defensively as well. He's doing both parts of the game well. And for the game coming up on Saturday, you're going to need a player like that. You're going to need a player that can get you forward, but also track back when he needs to. And as you say, I feel like he's got a bit of that nasty side in him as well. If you say, obviously, as his B-hike. I don't know what he's playing at. He done that to Messi in the World Cup as well. That was the same guy for Australia. Like, he seems to have a bit of a bad temper. But the funniest part of the full game was obviously that happened. He dived against Tavernier as well, rolling about like nothing happened. And then Scott Wright went to whip a cross in, just whipped it off his head. And the fully Ibrox laughed. That was probably the highlight, apart from Tillman's 2 goals of the game. And if you go on to Tillman next, just... I've not seen a player this good at Ibrox for a long time. At his age, scoring goals all the time, he's just such an elite player. You need to get him done. You need to get him signed. Just stop us all worrying. Just know that we have him. Because obviously Bayern Munich's become under new management now. Thomas Tuchel's over there. He obviously probably won't know much about Malik Tillman. And I've heard that Bayern want to go part ways with him. I've also heard that Michael Beale on his press conference said everyone's positive so far. It's just kind of up to the agreements and whatever. But it's as big a signing as Ryan Kent was when we had him on loan. Like, that's how Tillman is. Probably even bigger, to be honest with you. It's crucial to where we want to go.
It's crucial where we want to go, and it's a no-brainer, as we've said. It's one for me that should have been done in January, and I don't know why it wasn't. But also hear Beale after the game and what have you say that everyone looks positive in that direction of him being a permanent Rangers player in the summer. It gives you that hope, but we know what it hope's like with this football club, Jack. We know what hope's like.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You just hope he just keeps playing football and keeps scoring goals. I mean, I think he's only 2 goals or assists off Aribo's best ever season at Rangers already. And obviously he came in and he was that replacement for him. And what a replacement we found. That is one part of the business I can say. Ross Wilson, mate, fair play.
That was Ross Wilson.
That was probably Roy Mackay, but still. No, fair play in that aspect. And you just hope the midget gets it done in the summer.
Get it done, you nugget.
Ryan Kent and Morelos, they were quite poor, to be honest. Kent had a few he does what he does, good few dribbles and whatever. Just his end product's really poor. He had a chance, I think it was in the second half. The ball just kind of came to him at the back post and he skies it. His finishing is so poor. Morelos didn't really have many chances either. He had maybe one shot I can remember that was parried for a corner. And you're really going to need the 2 of them to be on form, because our goals are coming from midfield now. They're not really coming for any forwards, which is concerning.
We know what Kent likes. He likes this game coming up. That's what I'm on about. This boy's got the dug in him as well. So let's not. I'm hoping for a Kent masterclass on Saturday. But no, they didn't really offer much. Morelos was more. I think Morelos was more wanting to link up playing than anything else than have a dig selfish, which, as you say, sometimes you obviously want that for your forward. But this is not really in the game at all, really, was there? Do you know what I mean? As you say, for under Beale at home, it's going to take, as I say, I'm expecting it to be better as it goes on. But so far at home,
at home it's just, and I think that maybe be obviously the games are not as open at home. Teams are coming to obviously sit back, camp back, and not let us play football. Whereas we're going away from home and we're just blitzing teams, and it's good football. It's exciting because obviously teams are looking to play the game. That's the only thing I can really think of. But the games at home, are really quite poor so far. But we're winning, which is all you can really ask for again at the end of the day. What happened today was obviously big news. Club statement. Douglas Park stepped down. John Bennett's the new chairman of the club. I don't think this really changes anything, really, but it's in the step of the right direction where we want to go. We want to get rid of all of this board, and that's obviously starting with the chairman, Douglas Park. Douglas Park, I mean, does he even do anything? Does he just sit there and count the money in his pockets? Because you rarely ever hear from the guy anyway.
Cheeseburgers or whatever he counts. It's him, man.
But it's just glad he's gone, and you just hope the rest follow now. I think that's his son behind him there with the specs on.
Get him too.
But it's good to see the protests are making some change, and they need to continue until the end of the season, regardless of what we do and what we win. We need to keep protesting, get this full board gone, because as it's been said, it's not been good enough for years upon years in terms of how many trophies we've won.
No, it's not in terms of trophies and what we've won. Obviously, we've had some special nights in terms of Europe and what have you, and also 55. But the full board, as you say, mate, it was the change. This is just the start of the change. Hopefully that many more follow, especially his son and that other one up top there. That's Becky Stuart Robson. I'd love to see. I just want to see them all go, really, as I say, because the fact of the matter is we're not. It is time for a change. We've not done anything in terms of investing into the squad, really, when you think on it. Do you know what I mean? Look at the players that we've got here that are still here for when Gerrard thing made. I mean, we've cried out for signings we thought we were going to get. Then they go into the Bundesliga and they're having a fantastic run, and now they're potentially linked with Inter Milan and what have you. So I still think about that big Dutch centre half you used to show us on here all the time. By the way, steamrolling it with Berlin. But no, as I say, mate, it's a step in the right direction. Hopefully more protests, but we know what these lot think. Do you know what I mean? As I say, when they had the big protests at the weekend and what have you, and taking the banners down and all that kind of stuff, just tells you everything. But
they can't silence the supporters. What they've tried to do so far, they've tried to kind of just act as if nothing's happened, do their like Hall of Fame ceremony, do the Legends game and all that, and as if nothing's happening. And obviously, the real football resumes, and you've got banners outside the Ibrox for them coming into the stadium for the game and whatever else. So
I'm also a bit concerned as well with the boy who's now in charge in terms of, I mean, the ridiculous comment to say this is the best Rangers team we've had in years. I mean, that's
just a cover up for his pals, isn't it?
I know, but as I'm saying here, like, you know what I mean, what's going on here at the top? Because it is concerning. We all know money's going somewhere, and it's clearly not into the team. It's clearly not where we want it to be in terms of around the stadium as well. So it is a bit concerning where the door's going and the amount of money that's there. There's got to, as we say, there is definitely 100% large chunks of cash there to bring in players and what have you. And Michael B was talking about it as well, obviously, that there is money there to spend in the summer, but we'll see the money's there to spend in the summer, and we'll see the players he brings in. But as I say, I don't trust any of these lot as far as you could throw them. And with Douglas Park, it wasn't that far. It's more like a bounce in
it. It was just, as you say, just there's not been enough investment in the squad, which probably more sort of.
Also, the stadium as well, but the stadium is as well for me. Do you know what I mean?
The actual Ibrox Stadium, you mean?
Absolutely. There's, do you know what I mean? You're wanting a wee bits updated there as well for me.
Safe standing would be a good start.
Do you know what I mean?
I think they've done a lot to what the support don't even care about. I mean, building Edmondson House, obviously great. It's great, but nobody wanted that. I'm pretty sure we want trophies on the board rather than a fucking complex outside Ibrox with a shop in it. Like, it's obviously a great idea, but they're looking to maximise fans and tourists and all that coming here and getting a better match day experience, which I get to some degree. Like, I get you need to make money as a club, but when you've got fans like me here sitting paying season tickets and all that, and they're sitting building an Edmondson House that no cunt cares about. And by the way, I've still not even been in it yet because you can't get in it in a match day. There's like fucking queues around the full building to get in it. You go in, you get a pint and a paper cup. Who's wanting that for £5? Like, it's just things like that. It just piss me off. Obviously, the museum will be good to see when it's obviously built. That's the only thing I can really see myself going to do. It's apparently a music venue as well, but it looks to be a music venue for only people that are associated with Rangers. I mean, you've got is it St Phoenix and Callum Beattie that are playing there? Like, what's the point? Like, what's the point if it's just all Rangers fans again? Like, there's just that's just pissed me off, and all the fact that they've kind of, this is open, this will move the problems for a bit. They can enjoy this, but nah, the problems kind of just keep appearing, and it's just amateur at the club, and it has been amateur for too long. And the fact that we got this news today kind of spells to me that the protests are working. Maybe they're feeling a bit of pressure now.
Is it the protest?
Or has he just got his money and ran?
Has he just went like, look, listen, I'm done here. Somebody hang me. I've got my dough. I'll see you later. Because as I say, they're spineless, a lot of them for me. And as I say, building Edmondson House, you know what I mean? I'd much rather, as we say, have the trophies there than something like that. But I just it's a change in a positive direction. I hope so. We'll see. But I tell you what, I'd love nothing more for the rest of them to follow suit as well, as we all would.
Nah, it needs to happen. Needs to happen soon. Next on the agenda, though, is the Old Firm game at Celtic Park. No Rangers fans in the stadium this time. Again,
That's another one.
a failure of the post.
That's another one that is disgusting and odd. The fact that they've killed the game as well. Do you know what I mean? Most important thing of this game is the atmosphere that we bring as fans. Do you know what I mean? For both sets in terms of away ends as well. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely diabolical that you're taking that away for the fans. Absolutely.
Just again, pure amateur, innit? It's just pure petty.
It's disgusting. But this is what I'm saying. Like, who's to say that we don't turn up on Saturday? Do you know what I mean? Put in a masterful performance. I mean, there's no fans to celebrate there and enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? We're all sitting out in pubs and what have you. You know what I mean? Watching the game and
obviously you would like to go and support your team at a fucking midden like that. You're going to fucking your biggest rivals and you've got no fans there to even support in the slightest. Like, I don't think this is down to Celtic, by the way. I think this is totally down to our board and being so petty over the years that when Celtic were obviously dominating, they were beating us at Ibrox 5-1 and all that. Like, the board couldn't handle that. I couldn't handle that as a fan, but did I want the full allocations to be cut and like no fans to be allowed in? No. It just ruins the atmosphere of the derby. When you walk into Ibrox and you see Celtic fans in the corner, you get up for it because you feel it's a derby. Now you're getting into the stadium, it's just full of Rangers fans, and you're like, obviously it's your own fans, but I don't know, it kind of takes a bit of prestige away for the derby for me. Again, maybe that's just me. I know some Rangers fans will probably be like, oh, better having them out and all that, whatever else, but I'd rather be allowed to go and support my team away from home as well. So
absolutely. That's why in the last couple of Hangway Hampden's probably the best, as you say, with
you get the split down the middle, and that's it. That's probably the best atmosphere you'll get now.
Yeah, exactly.
At Hampden, but you've got your boy there, Raskin. You're just kind of hoping he comes back on Saturday, starts and continues from where he left off. That's Hyun Gu Oh, Celtic Korean striker.
That's a difficult name to say that.
Aye, but this is a team.
Jesus Christ. Say that again.
Hyun Gung Oh. I think he just gets called O. So that's him. This is a team I think it will go with. I think it will stay pretty much the exact same. McGregor, Tavernier, Goats, and Davies. We know how Barisic has been in these games. He's been a liability at the back post at times, and Celtic will go and try and exploit that. Like, they've got obviously the pace down the channels. They'll get balls into the box, second balls and whatever. It always seems to just bounce over Barisic's end. He's just standing there doing nothing. So you need Barisic to have going to have a top performance. Obviously, in 2019 when we won there 2-1, the Kent and Katic game, Barisic was fantastic. So you're just looking for him to go and have a performance like he did then. Obviously, Michael Beale was in around the team then. Michael Beale's first game going to Celtic Park as well. I think we've always performed well, to be quite honest with you, in derbies under Beale or Gerrard, even if the results haven't been there in the last two. But you're looking for obviously a strong performance. Goldson and Davies need to be razor sharp for Kyogo's movement. Tavernier's going to have to deal with either Maeda or Jota probably. I think Abada's injured. They could start with Hatsabanovic as well, but I think it'll probably be Maeda and Jota. He dealt with Maeda pretty well actually in the cup final. Jota's obviously, he's full of tricks and you never really know what he's going to...
He was quiet in the last game.
He's kind of been quiet in most of the Old Firm games, apart from the one early in the season at Celtic Park. Obviously, he's still a danger as well. The front three kind of the interchange and they pick up good positions. So our defence is going to need to be on point. Because you see the goals that we lost in the cup final, simple goals to knock out. But the middle of the park's going to be where it's kind of
one.
We need to dominate it, and I think that's the three that have to play if fit. Cantwell obviously been fantastic since he came. No idea why he didn't start the final. I think it's better said that, like, who didn't want to start him in the final. Like, same with Raskin as well. Obviously he's been out, but I think take injections, take whatever, just play. Because as we've said briefly with John Lundstrom there, he's just going to shit his pants if he goes and plays at Celtic Park. Just for a man that used to be your dominating midfielder as well, that wouldn't shite out the end, throw himself into tackles. He can't even make a 2-yard pass this season. And I feel that he just can't play. And in the final as well, I thought he was dug meat. So, Raskin, Jack, I'm fine with Jack starting. I think anybody with Ryan Jack's good. I think that just shows you how good a player Ryan Jack
Them
can
they
be,
got
but I just
Lundstram.
hope it's no Lundstram. Tillman, I think he'll probably attempt to go and put him out wide again. Obviously, the team formation will probably be different. It'll probably maybe be a static 4-3-3. Tillman will probably play in the right of that, or he'll sort of they'll all interchange, which is good about Beale's system. But he's really going to need to turn up. He's not really turned up in an Old Firm game yet. Out of the three he's played, he was decent at the one at Ibrox, 2 each. Michael Beale's first, but he's really going to need to show us, look, you're getting all these goals against all the other teams. Go and grab yourself goals in Old Firm games, the big games. And obviously he starts, and then probably, I don't know why it's ever even a debate anyway, but Morelos or Cholak, it's always Morelos. Why would you go to Parkhead and start Cholak? That's what I don't get. It's Morelos all day, and Kent picks himself out there. But it's going to be a tough game. But if Beale's learned anything for the last time, he can't make the same mistakes as he did in the final. And we need to start winning these games. It's been obviously the semi-final last year. The last time we won a game in the league against them was Hollander. Like, when you think about that, we were on a winning streak against them for how long? And then we've no won a league game since that against them. Like, things need to change in that department, and it can all start on Saturday. We need to go and put in a good performance. Obviously, Celtic it's been hard to knock them off the top spot because you just keep winning as well. But there's been sort of bumps in the road, I feel, for them, where they've been losing goals and maybe not been playing as good. Obviously lost some players to injury as well. Hatate, he's been out injured before the international break, so I would imagine he might be back for this game. Aaron Moy's been out. Greg Taylor got injured at the weekend. Abada's been out as well. So all sort of big players for them, but when you look at their team, they'll just have players that will step in and do the business. But we just need to go and perform and win this game.
We just need to turn up. Simple as that. Turn up, and if Raskin's fit, Jack and Raskin is the two in the middle of the park. That's where the game's won all the time for me. And they've got two warriors there for me, two guys that are just fantastic footballers that'll do the business. Barisic is the weak link in the team, as we say. That's where they're going to look to exploit. And it's not even a question, mate. Morelos does start. But it's going to be an interesting one. It's one where you're already heating the chatters already, Jack, where it's going to be maybe a scalping for us, but I don't see it like that myself personally. I don't think there's that much personally for me to split between the two the last time as well. I don't think it was anything.
Nah, it's kind of always the same. Celtic just take their chances.
Just take their chances, and individual errors maybe cost you the game. Lundstram, as you say, if he starts, he'll brick it. He will 100% brick it. And that's the one where you put a wee cheeky bet on your Lundstram and maybe get a red card, maybe, or definitely to get a card. But I don't think you can play him, man. I really don't. Fashion's an option as well. We've seen what Fashion's like, but in that semi, he let his mouth run away with him and didn't really perform, and he had the easiest goal ever.
Nah, I think he'll probably be an option off the bench, to be fair. When the game goes on, I mean, Beale sort of tried out a new system. And Saturday we played three at the back and played Scott Wright at right back. Obviously, he dropped Tillman into midfield. He played Sakala up front. Like, he tried out something different. Obviously, it's Suter in the back line as well. So I guess that's always an option as well. I feel that suits us so much better though. Like, just looking at the players we have, I just feel that a 3-4-3 would be so much more beneficial to the way we want to play. But I'm not the manager, and he can pick what he wants. But
listen, but he's still, that's what I'm saying. He's still, I know he's been in the job for a while now, obviously, but he's still, as I say, still thinking about what he can do. I like that. I like that, as I say. We'll know in the summer and what have you, but as I say, in terms of the league title and what have you, this game's really we're going to see if there's anything left in it really for us. If we turn up and we just get absolutely hanged, then obviously we already knew beforehand, but we know officially. But if we turn up, we put a performance in, we get the 3 points. You never know, stranger things have happened.
Because I just feel that even with one eye at the semi-final as well, like going into this game, obviously winning it, and then going into the semi-final with a win under your belt against them in the last game.
It gives you that confidence.
Gives you the confidence,
aye. But you should have that already. For me, do you know what I mean? You can take these lot on 100%. You can. I've seen you run circles around them. So I don't see why. As I say, personally for me, I think they're nothing special. I don't think Celtic are anything special. I think they're a good team. They are a good team. You can't take that away from them. They're fantastic players, but I just think to myself, they're nothing special. And if we turn up, play our best football, like sometimes, well, as I say, the last 2 times we went to Edinburgh under Beale, if we could do that at Celtic Park, we're throwing it for me there. But I'm not, as I say, I'm not one to give score predictions or anything like that. I'm praying for a positive performance and something we can all we've been proud of.
No, we can look forward to it on Saturday, but we'll be back next week talking about the game, and then we've got St Mirren at home after that, I think. So
Well,
back.
we might be back next week screaming about Lundstrom and how shite he was. Let's be fair, but we'll most likely be doing.
But we'll be back next week talking about the game.
And if
Talking
any more
about
scumbags for the top decide that they just want their money and they want to leave.
we'll be talking about that as well. Maybe the board fallout, but as always, let us know your thoughts, and we'll see you next week.